2 months ago, the channel Curious Archive posted an essay about fungi and decomposition in fantasy world building. Its main argument being that when things rot, when civilizations and gods finally decay, there's a story there. A hint at the passage of time and changing paradigms. And I mostly agree, with one notable exception: when the mushrooms glow. This one detail, so prevalent in fantasy, changes everything. Glowing mushrooms are not difficult to find in fantasy. The more you pay attention, the more you find them. But why? Here's my theory. While regular, brownish, moldy fungi are symbols of decay and the cycle of nature reclaiming materials, as soon as they glow, they're just funny little guys. We're not used to seeing glowing mushrooms in our lives. Even though they do exist in nature, this footage here is real. There's something about the way we build our symbolic libraries here. As soon as the mushrooms glow, the glowing takes precedent over all of our other symbolic correlations. Suddenly, this mushroom is not at all connected to rot. This one detail changes it. Now this is a symbol of whimsy, of wonder. And now we pay attention to its other details, the soft shapes, the delicate constitution, the neon colors. Small side note here, even when they glow, the mushrooms can still represent danger. And they often do. That's not really surprising. Fantasy has this power to turn absolutely anything into some sort of foe. But you'll notice that glowing mushrooms are never the main bad guys. They're the weirdo enemies, the strange ones. Even as foes, they retain that whimsical symbolism. The myconids in Baldur's Gate 3 are a good example. Sure, they have those creepy little eyes that scream, "Don't mess with me," and as with almost anything in this game, you can make them your enemies. But as a species, I'd argue they're the most whimsical in the whole game. Each circle, each myconid village is a single hive mind, and they communicate through a mixture of spores, songs, and visions. A droning melody greets you as the creature turns its gaze to you. Flesh talker, I show you a memory. Watch and listen. A violent vision grips you. Duergar, dark dwarves, chopping myconid remains. They broke our peace. They killed our young. The sovereign's song slows to the pace of a dirge. It is still in mourning. Even in this sad scene, the communication style is pretty whimsical. Different from the stories of ruin and decomposition that other mushrooms tell, the glowing ones tell a different tale. Look at Genshin Impact's Shamaran, the giant talking mushroom you find deep within the chasm, in direct opposition with most areas of the game which give you this sense of freedom, hope, and adventure. The chasm is dark, hostile, and brimming with enemies. So it comes as a pleasant surprise, a well-deserved break, when you bump into this big boy who cracks really bad jokes at you. The jokes are so bad that they barely register as jokes. Genshin's dialogue can be special at times. But hey, at least they're joking and not trying to maul you. Most importantly, when you first meet them, they take a good sniff at you and tell you this. Shamaran smells the heat of golden sand and the dampness from deep within the rainforest. That's the smell of Shamaran's hometown. To which your companion Paimon replies, "Hot sand and the rainforest? Do you mean Sumeru? We did just talk to a Sumeru scholar at the camp." Genshin is a game that's released patch by patch, area by area, and when I first encountered Shamaran, this region they mentioned, Sumeru, was not even playable yet. The story this mushroom was telling me was a promise of wonders yet to come. Not a dying world, a long-lost memory, but a glowing one. And when I finally got there, it did not disappoint. This area is just gorgeous. The shrooms don't have to be beautiful, though. The plain-wide city of Ravnica, one of Magic the Gathering's most beloved worlds, is ruled by 10 guilds with different functions and different types of magic. One such guild is the Golgari, responsible for waste disposal and maintaining the sewers, among other functions. For that, mushrooms are their friends, and sometimes even their drip. I must say, this is not giving whimsy, this is giving interesting aroma choices, but we'll get there. One of the aspects of this world building that I really enjoy is that joining a guild is incredibly valuable, because each of the guilds has powerful proprietary magic. Only the Azorius have access to detention spells. Only the Dimir will use espionage magic. Only the Rakdos know how to party. If you don't have access to any of it, you're kinda lost in this world of powerful people. You really want to join a guild, be defined by a guild. And even within a guild, there are certain spells that only a select few are taught how to cast. One such exclusive groups are the Golgari fungus binders. Their magic is all about mushrooms, and guess what? With magic, the shrooms sparkle with power. Even in a context where fungi do represent recycling and rot, when they shine, they start representing life and growth. And if you thought that glowing mushrooms only exist in games, think again. This is a symbol that's been around for almost a century. You know C.S. Lewis, the bloke who wrote Narnia? Well, here's a passage from another one of his novels, The Silver Chair. They crawled in on their elbows. It was a nasty place. You had to go flat on your face for what seemed like half an hour, though it may really have been only 5 minutes. But at last, a dim light showed ahead. The tunnel grew wider and higher, and they came out, hot, dirty, and shaken, into a cave so large that it scarcely seemed a cave at all. It was full of a dim, drowsy radiance, so that here they had no need of the Earthman's strange lantern. The floor was soft with some kind of moss, and out of this grew many strange shapes, branched and tall like trees, but flabby like mushrooms. They stood too far apart to make a forest, it was more like a park. The light, a greenish grey, seemed to come both from them and from the moss, and it was not strong enough to reach the roof of the cave, which must have been a long way overhead. Across the mild, soft, sleepy place, they were now made to march. It was very sad, but with a quiet sort of sadness, like soft music. It makes you think of the myconids, right? But this is from like 1953? Even without the full context of the novel, we can see the glowing fungi are not here to represent decay, but an otherworldly beauty. And if this example was a bit too old for you, here's a 2019 novel to prove they're still around and kicking. On the wall was a small growth of a pale white plant with substantial, translucent stalks. They were topped by what looked like tiny glowing flowers, and she crouched down to get a better look. The never-ending dry season up top meant that most of the local flora were tough, spiky, hard-rinded. Flowers were rare and rarely attractive. This though, this looked like what she'd seen in pictures and vids from the garden colonies. "What does it grow on?" she asked. "It's just stone down here." It's a fungus. Similar growths are all over the system, especially lower down. Even in a sci-fi horror novel, our shiny fungal friends continue to symbolize hope and wonder. What fascinates me most is how this one characteristic can change the symbology so dramatically. We know that this life form and this life form are very similar, but they don't feel similar, do they? And I catch myself thinking, what other symbols can change that much by one single week. If you stayed until the very end of this video, please leave a comment below as if you were ordering from a fast food restaurant. Just order your chicken nuggets below. I really enjoy confusing the people who don't stay until the end. Oh, it's a pleasure to see them at a loss of what's happening. Thanks for following this exploration, and I'll see you next time.